One of my students was also really struggling in her marriage. They'd been sleeping in separate beds for 6 months. They'd been also going to marriage counseling, and it wasn't helping for them either. And she started going by herself to kind of complain about her husband. And by the way, nobody ever got happier by complaining about their spouse for an hour a week. That doesn't work. But she got her hands on the surrendered wife. So she decided she had nothing to lose by experimenting with some of the suggestions in there. And then when she got home, her husband said to her, I need you to tell me what you want me to do because we need a new cell phone plan. And she was the financial officer of a large private school. And she'd been trying to help her husband at home manage the finances and wasn't going well. And she said, whatever you think. And he just looked at her kind of funny because he'd been trained. He didn't want to get in trouble later. And he knew that his wife didn't really trust him to do it. He repeated himself. He's like, no, you got to tell me what you want me to do. And she just stuck with her phrase. She said, whatever you think. And she added, I trust you. And she was worried, but he did fine.
What if he didn't do fine?
I think a lot of times we have fears and they aren't that realistic. But you're right, it could be a realistic fear. But it was interesting because just this one small act of trusting her husband, he put his hand on her shoulder later that night and he said, you were so nice today. And tears just rolled down her cheeks and they slept in the same bed that very night. And the next day she fired her counselor and she started training with me to become a coach. And that was over 20 years ago. And she still gets tears in her eyes when she talks about how tragic it would have been for her to throw Doug out when he is also the man of her dreams.